essence, or in few words, the Shunya, Sanskrit, the emptiness. In order to know emptiness or empty, now for example, something like, I think, now in this place, no elephant here. So non-existence of elephant is here. We can understand, we can know, we can feel non-existence of elephant. Now, in order to know non-existence of elephant, firstly, at least in mentally, you should have some idea what is elephant. Knowing that, then non-existence of elephant, then you can develop. Someone who have no idea at all about elephant, then in his or her mind, the non-existence of elephant still something unclear. So similarly, empty means absence of independent existence. The real meaning is not nothingness. Here, you see, the Nagarjuna and particularly the Buddha made very clear. The empty means interdependency. Interdependent. So that means empty is not nothingness, because empty means ultimately interdependence, interdependent. So interdependent means there is something exists. So its quality is interdependent. So anything which interdependent is something fact, something existence. Therefore, the Nagarjuna, as well as the Buddha and also the Chandrakirti, you see, they explain the emptiness means something interdependent. Interdependent means there is no independent absolute. So now, the absence of independence, that's Shunya. Now, why there is absence of independence? Means, yes, things are interdependent. How? Why? Or how? I think how. If things exist independently or absolutely, then when we carry investigation, the nature of the existence, the things should be clearer. Now, for example, like the paper, when we, certainly we call this paper, yes, it is true. We can write on it, we can use. So it is fact. Everybody knows, even animals or flies, they may not know the word, but you see, they realize there is something. So some fly, you see, can land on it. But when we investigate beyond the common sort of perception or common acceptance, yes, there is paper. Beyond that, when we investigate, what's the reality of the paper? Color, or the shape, or the substance, different particles, atom level, or even subatomic level, we can't find the essence of paper. So without investigate, we simply accept, yes, there is paper. But if we investigate, we can't find every phenomenon. Especially, I think, the concept of self, I. So I'm here, I'm Tibetan, I'm a Buddhist monk. Yes, nobody argue that. But if I investigate, where is my I? Whether in head, whether in heart, whether in leg, or here, or here. Or perhaps my eye is here, sometimes go there, that's not there. And also if I ask my mind, whether my mind is I or self, no. In that case, I cannot say properly my mind. So my mind, there is no sort of disagreement when we say my mind. So that means I is the owner, mind is the something like possession of the self. So therefore, we can express my mind, my thought. So that means essentially thought and self is two separate entity. But beside the body, beside the mind, we can't find self. So self is there, but if we investigate, we can't find, like paper. So then that force to take conclusion that things are exist due to many other factors, not absolute or independently. So since we can't find, therefore, conclusion is things are there, but we cannot find. So therefore, you see, the nature of the existence must be interdependent, not independently. Therefore, because things are exist by other factor, depend on other factor, so depend on other, not independent. Therefore, independent and dependent is direct opposite. There is no third alternative or possibility, either dependent or independent. So since independent through investigation, we can't find, therefore conclusion, it exists, it works, at the same time we cannot find, therefore the only sort of possibility is dependent. So since nature of the existence are dependent, so independent, impossible to dare. So the very reality of the existence comes or happen only other factor. So therefore it is dependent nature. So dependent and independent opposite each other, either independent or dependent. So things are dependent, therefore there is the absence of independent there. So the absence of independent. So that's Shunya. That's empty of independency. So therefore the Sutra mentioned form is empty. Form is there. So since you see form exists, therefore there is no other way except empty. So therefore form is empty. Now, empty is form. Because the absence of independence, so dependence possible. So dependence there, so other factor can work and solve causes and the conditions, then can be effective. If things independent, then causes conditions no relevant, no role. So therefore, since absence of independence there, therefore causes conditions then become reality, become factor. Therefore, empty is form.